All right, welcome back. Today, we're diving into an idea that, honestly, sounds a little strange at first, but it's incredibly profound once you get it. We're going to explore how the real path to ultimate happiness might actually be found by learning how to know death. I mean, that's a wild question, right? It just seems to go against everything we think we know. But in the world of insight meditation, this very idea is the key to unlocking a state of incredible peace called Nibbāna. So, the big question is, how does that even work? Let's get into it. So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about what death really means in every moment. Then, we'll look at how you observe its counterpart, birth. We'll see what cognitive skills this builds, why neutrality is the secret sauce, and finally, we'll talk about the goal, the ultimate ease of Nibbāna. Okay, so first things first. To even begin to understand this, we've got to be on the same page about what we mean. When we're talking about knowing death in this context, yeah, it's not what you're probably thinking. We are absolutely not talking about dwelling on the end of your physical life. No, this is about something much more immediate. It's about using your inner eye, your power of discernment, to watch how everything in your experience is constantly changing. You're literally watching the death of a single thought, the death of a fleeting sensation, right as it happens. It's all about being radically present. Okay, so how do you actually do this? Well, the core insight here is surprisingly simple. To really know death, you first have to know birth. You can't see something pass away until you've first seen it arise.
And this is where it gets really fascinating, because we're basically observing two different clocks running at the same time. On one hand, you've got your physical sensations, rupa. This is stuff like the feeling of your back against a chair or your breath going in and out. They come and go, but it's slow enough for us to track pretty easily. But then you've got the mental stuff, or nama. We're talking feelings, thoughts, labels, and these things are blinking in and out of existence thousands of times faster. It's like trying to watch a hummingbird's wings. To even perceive this cycle, your mind has to become incredibly, incredibly still. And if you can sustain that kind of focus, this is where things really start to shift. Your awareness isn't just passive observation anymore. It starts to transform into genuine wisdom, what's known as vidya. And there's such a clear, logical progression here. First, you just get good at telling the difference between what's happening right now and what just passed. Then you get better at tracking your own internal world, seeing a good mood pop up, and then poof, it's gone. Then a bad mood comes, and it goes too. You just see it all churning. And when you watch that cycle long enough, something called nibbidā, or disenchantment, naturally starts to set in. It's not a sad thing, it's a realization. All of this stuff we experience, the good and the bad, it's all temporary, it's all unreliable, and because of that, a little bit stressful. Now that feeling of disenchantment, that's the pivot point. That's where all this observation turns into real freedom, and it all hinges on one single thing: how your mind chooses to react to all this stuff it's seeing. Think about it. Our minds usually have two settings, right? When something pleasant comes up, we go, yes, I approve, more of that, please. We cling to it. That's indulgence. And when something unpleasant happens, our mind goes, nope, disapprove, get this away from me. We push back. That's aversion. The problem is, both of these reactions, they just add more fuel to the fire. They keep us stuck. So what's the solution? It's right here. It's the middle way. The path out of the trap isn't about getting better at chasing pleasure or avoiding pain. It's about being neutral. Just neutral. A pleasant feeling comes up, you just note it and let it go. An unpleasant feeling comes up, you just note it and let it go. That neutral space, that simple, non-reactive awareness, that is the path. And when you stay there, the very causes of stress just fall apart on their own. So where does all this lead? What's the destination? It leads to what's called the ultimate ease, Nibbāna. And to really get what that is, you have to be able to see both sides of the coin, so to speak. So the mind actually learns to see two realities at the exact same time. On one side, you have the fabricated world. That's all the stuff we've been talking about. Our thoughts, feelings, sensations, it's all inconstant, a little stressful, and there's no solid you in the middle of it. But at the same time, the mind becomes aware of the unconditioned. This is the background, the part that is constant, that is true happiness, that is totally genuine. And this is the final, most subtle piece of the puzzle. Real freedom isn't about hating the fabricated world and trying to grab onto the unconditioned one. It's about letting go of both.
You stop clinging to the changing experiences, but you also stop trying to grasp at the unchanging stillness. You just let it all be. This is probably the best way to picture it. Think of your mind and body, all your thoughts and feelings, as the waves on the surface of the ocean. They're constantly rising and falling, crashing and changing. But through this whole practice, you start to realize you're not just the waves. You're also the deep, calm water underneath the waves. That inner condition is always there. It's never disturbed by the chaos on the surface. It was never born, and it can never die. And realizing that is Nibbāna. So let me leave you with this final thought to chew on. What if this ultimate ease, this Nibbāna, isn't something you have to gain or achieve? What if it's just a natural condition that's already there, waiting for you? What if that deep, calm water has been your true nature all along, and all you have to do is finally stop fighting the waves to realize it?